Coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. If you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Don't find fault. Find a remedy. Quality means doing it right when no one is looking. The only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and ability. A business that makes nothing but money is a poor business. The man who will use his skill and constructive imagination to see how much he can give for $1 instead of how little he can give for $1 is bound to succeed. You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. My best friend is the one who brings out the best in me. The competitor to be feared is one who never bothers about you at all, but goes on making his own business better all the time. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. Money is like an arm or leg. Use it or lose it. Vision without execution is just hallucination. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason so few engage in it. The highest use of capital is not to make more money, but to make money do more for the betterment of life. Enthusiasm is the yeast that makes your hopes shine to the stars. The best way to make money in business is not to think too much about making it. There is no man living who isn't capable of doing more than he thinks he can do. I do not believe a man can ever leave his business. He ought to think of it by day and dream of it by night. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. You can't learn in school what the world is going to do next year. To do more for the world than the world does for you. That is success. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Wealth, like happiness, is never attained when sought after directly. It comes as a byproduct of providing a useful service. The only real measure of wealth is what you are worth if you lose all your money. An idealist is a person who helps other people to be prosperous. We don't want tradition. We want to live in the present, and the only history that is worth a tinker's dam is the history we make today. If you have little money, women always help you spend the rest. There is joy in work. There is no happiness except in the realization that we have accomplished something. I am looking for a lot of men who have an infinite capacity to not know what can't be done. Competition is the keen cutting edge of business, always shaving away at costs. You say I started out with practically nothing, but that isn't correct. We all start with all there is. It's how we use it that makes things possible. The air is full of ideas. They are knocking you in the head all the time. You only have to know what you want, then forget it, and go about your business. Suddenly, the idea will come through.